So what are you doing at a jazz festival? You're a rock band. Heavy metal band, sorry. Yeah. Well, if you go back to when jazz started, basically it was free-form music for that moment, which is basically what we do. You know, we play something and it has a structure, but it will never be the same twice. You know, and it's just music. Then when you start putting labels on it, it gets very, very confusing. You know. Anyway, that's my bit. You can remember what was a hit in 30 years. Music was more defined, it was more individual, and it was more important to you. Now it's just one of the things you do. And because of that, you accept a lot less equality. But it's so much of it around, and most of it is just the same. And you can't pick out one tune from another, you can't pick out one artist from another. And you lose interest.
And no one gets a chance to develop as a writer or an artist the things we were talking about earlier about bands in the street, just playing and enjoying every minute of it and practicing day in, day out, night and day. As soon as you wake up, you pick up your instrument and you keep playing until you drop. And that doesn't happen anymore. And it certainly doesn't happen in conjunction with other musicians. I've seen some fantastic young players who've been playing guitar, sitting on the end of their beds with tapes and drum machines since they were 12 years old. And there's no way that they could possibly interact with other musicians. They can play one hell of a guitar solo, but musically, it's meaningless.
Hi, I'm with Lynn Roundtree, trumpeter and composer at the Emirates Airline Dubai Jazz Festival. Today is dedicated to you, so this is your show tonight. What can the guests, expect?
Well, if they want to dance, if they want to move and shake, they're going to get it from me because, I call myself a soul trumpeter. So, I like to play from my soul, and I like for the band to play, from their soul. It's not going to be anything that you have to listen to and try to understand. Anything weird. It's just going to hit you hard, and it's going to make you feel good.
Jazz originates from the States. Do you feel like when you were growing up in Washington, D.C. or transferred to Detroit that, that was supported, that it was easy to get into the business, into the industry, or were there like challenges or struggles?
There's challenges with anything in life, anything that produces people who make a lot of money. It ends up being a lot of challenges, a lot being political, but getting into it, they still had, when I was growing up, a lot of music programs, a lot of people who were legends were still with us. And now some have passed on, but they were still legends, so you could go and learn from them. You could go sit in jam sessions. You could learn a lot of what to do on stage, as opposed to just trying to study your instrument and study scales. You actually learn how to really play and how to perform. And so that's what I was fortunate enough to be around. And those guys were really accessible, and when I got to Detroit, a lot of those guys were just there, and they were just so accessible, and they would talk to us and they would teach us and say, hey, this is what to do, this is what not to do. But as far as the business, yes, it's a challenge to break into the business. Like anything, it's like acting or being in corporate America. You have to start at the bottom, and you have to pay your dues, and you have to show some signs of being worthy of getting to the next level. You have to be good at what you're doing, and you have to have thick skin. And you got to be positive.
Hi there, we're here with Barence Whitfield, blues vocalist. Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
You've won 7 Boston Music Awards so far. Is there anything else you feel like you want to achieve?
I think I'm achieving in life just visiting beautiful places like this and playing music for wonderful people that love music. So, each day I go to a new town or a new city, that's an achievement for me.
I'm sure you've been to a lot of different festivals all around the world. What do you think makes this festival, the Dubai Jazz Festival, stand out or unique?
Well, from what I can see, a lot of great musicians and appreciative audiences here that come every night to come see wonderful music from all over. So I think and then you got Deep Purple. But I think just the different styles of music that you have at this festival makes it wonderful.
since you are a blues vocalist, do you mind sharing a few tunes with us to get warmed up for your performance later on?
Woo, woo, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, boo.